This one is for one of the many awesome fights on UFC 276, one that's been highly requested that we cover it. So, Pedro Munhoz against Sean O'Malley. Quick look at the tail of the tape. So Sean O'Malley, very much at the beginning of his career, 15-1, 11 TKOs, 1 rear naked choke finish. Munhoz is 19-7, 5 TKOs and 8 submissions. So a bit more of a balanced MMA record, slightly more weighted towards submissions, lots of guillotines. 6 guillotines on his record, which might be useful to him in this fight. You know, of course, O'Malley's a good grappler, but we all do things that we don't want to do when we're hurt and tired. So there are certain things that Munhoz can do to encourage O'Malley into a guillotine position, but we'll get to that. 5'11" for Sean O'Malley, 72-inch reach, so he's got a decent 7-inch reach advantage as well as being the much taller man. The other thing that stands out to me is his strikes landed per minute, 8.26. And that's consistent as well. I mean, you know, you watch his fight against Moutinho in the third round, like last 20 seconds when he stops him, he's just he's not punching like he's tired. He's punching like he's got another 2 or 3 rounds in him if he needs it. Very impressive, really well conditioned, and like really nice clean striking technique as well, and ambidextrous. This is a bit old school, new school for me. I'm a big fan of Pedro. I've enjoyed his fights, his career all the way through. O'Malley's like the expression of the next wave of MMA for me, because he's not got the presets of his previous studies, as I've just said. He also is very much more fluid in his stance switching. Munhoz does switch his stance, but usually just to facilitate his punching. So he'll step through with punches, whereas O'Malley will drift from one stance to the next. I feel like Munhoz is going to be the one trying to pressure in this fight, because I feel like it's the only way he's going to feel like he can get into this fight. I don't think he's quick enough to play counter-striking with O'Malley, and he might want to grapple with him. But I feel very much like he's going to want to try and take his chin off, and I think he's going to start beating him up from the legs and work his way up to his head. In the process, though, he's going to leave himself there. He's most likely going to get bloodied and get tagged a few times by O'Malley. And the question is, can he walk through those shots? You know, I think I saw a quote from O'Malley talking about the fact that he's not been stopped, even though he's fought some of the best in the world. He's an incredibly tough individual. But there is a point where it gets to where that toughness runs out. You don't have any more credits. And, you know, that could be 1 or 2 or 200 punches. We don't know. But there's a point where your toughness starts to run out and you can't just throw kicks and accept what's coming back in your direction. And O'Malley hits hard. You know, he's fast, he's long, and he's got a variety of techniques. You can bring those feet up to your head super quick. Like, there are a lot of risks here for Pedro Munhoz. It would be the biggest win on O'Malley's record. And you've got to look at the position that Munhoz is in. O'Malley's primed to pick up this win here. So that the onus, the pressure is on Pedro Munhoz to go and take the win off him. And he'll be determined to do it. There's no doubt. You can't shake the confidence of Munhoz. But O'Malley's definitely a tricky customer. And he's going to be learning from every week of fights that pass. And that's a scary thing. A lot of similarities in this fight, to be honest, to the main event. The war room I've done on Adesanya Cannonier. A lot of crossover, interestingly. Different trade-off with low kicks. O'Malley can pick with low kicks, and Munhoz will be there to receive the low kicks, but his legs are so thick and sturdy that he's quite happy for that trade-off. I just don't know as he should be trading low kicks for punches against O'Malley, because he's got really long arms and he can pack a punch.